Welcome back to Strength Culture's podcast, number one in the hearts, number one in the charts. Something that we hear a lot here at Strength Culture is that people feel they're not strong enough to get started with us. And I can understand why you might be feeling that way. We are a gym filled with a lot of heavies that lift a lot of weights, that are strong and they push themselves hard. However, we don't want that to be sort of a barrier or an intimidating factor for newer members that want to sign up here or at least give it a try and come down for a casual session. So something that we're going to be offering for the month of September is that if you sign up for a gym membership, so you sign up as just a gym member here, you don't have to undertake coaching, you just want to get involved with the community, we're going to throw in 2 free 30-minute personal training sessions or technique sessions with myself in your first month. That's going to help you get acquainted with the space. Obviously, you'll get to meet a few people throughout those sessions and improve your technique and start to find some things that you can work on within your sessions. So if you're interested in signing up for a gym membership here in September, you'll get 2 free 30-minute sessions with myself. So click the first link down below and reach out, or you can reach out on social media. I'll be happy to chat and set something up for you.
Yo.
Welcome back to Strength Culture's podcast, number one in the hearts, number one in the charts. Episode 94. After a bit of a shambles podcast last week, although that's what I was going to say.
Wasn't a shambles.
We've got some words to say, Jamie.
We've got some words to say.
Call me out.
There's going to be a mutiny today.
You fucking labelled the podcast not our best work, and then people love. I had people messaging me about the fart bit. I never get people messaging.
I must admit, I probably had the most DMs and shit from that one for a while.
And then you also you cut out the bit about the "you'll be amazed" guy.
I left that in.
You left the whole.
I left the whole thing in. I put the ad in, and then I didn't edit that at all.
Oh, maybe I didn't listen to it properly.
Didn't edit that bit at all. I just put the ad in the bit where I said there was like a 2-second bit where I said, "Oh, I'm just gonna have to put an ad there."
I gotta apologise to Deuce because I said to Deuce, I go to Deuce, did he cut out the maze bit? And she goes, "No, he left it in." Then this guy goes, he cut it out.
Maybe I wasn't there.
You didn't actually listen.
Yeah, there's the after seat part.
was also
I literally cut like a 2-second bit where I said, "I'll just put an ad here."
The farts, man. Yeah, people love the farts.
People love farts.
People did love the farts. Number one in the hearts. Number one in the farts. That was something that went through my head at the.
I think what you got to. You need to be a little bit more like
kick back,
open.
Yeah.
Yeah, open. Because you never know what creativity, man.
Oh, absolutely.
Once it gets brewing, you got to roll with it.
Sometimes art just fucking works. You don't even know.
Doesn't make sense.
Talk about farts for 10 minutes. Best podcast we've had in the last 6 months.
Yeah. No, I don't know about that. We got a lot of responses. We'll have to wait until we see the 7-day downloads.
A lot of engagement.
A lot of engagement, which is the reason we do this. We do love the engagement. So
we love it.
We're ready for a clout tour, though, I reckon.
Yeah.
Clout tour.
Yeah.
Let's
sort out some other things before we go fucking throw 10 grand at the tour. But yeah.
Clout tour.
But what happened was Eric Rogic, shouts out Eric Rogic, he messaged me about a month ago and said, "Boys, you need to lift your game." This is irrespective of last week's fart podcast, but he said, "Boys, you got to lift your game. There's no one else in Australia doing it." He's like, "You need a third camera in that room. You got to get everyone on the camera at once." So we've got a third camera.
I'm going to say, I'm going to interrupt you there. I did JP's podcast last week.
Yeah, yep.
He had 4 cameras. And I was like, we've got to lift
We need
that
6
game
cameras.
up. There was a camera on every single person, so they get the single shot.
Yeah.
It was mad.
Maybe we should get the CCTV.
So I reckon we need 8 cameras.
We need
We
8
should get a
cameras.
drone going around the room. Just
Cameras, a drone. So we got the big one.
We've got the third camera now.
Where'd you get that one from? JB?
Teddy's.
Teddy's?
They ran a good discount for us, which was nice. But yeah, Eric said, "There's no one in Australia doing it. You guys have the potential. You've got to get everyone on camera at once and start reacting to funny shit that's happening out there in the world." So we've got one reaction video to do today. But
is that what this
that's what this is for, Charlie. Yeah,
We've got a TV.
We've got a TV in here. It's all happened in here. But
Bravo, Eric.
But the reaction is, we're going to save the reaction video until the end. So, but that's what it's going to be. But I'm just putting it out there that every week, if we've got some fun shit to react to, little videos.
So if we see something that we like during the week, we'll bring it to the crew.
Bring it in. Send it to me first so I can compile it and put it all together like a little montage. And then we can rip some reaction videos. There's a few Liver King videos I want to put out there, and we can react to him digging his fingers in the eyeballs of fish and stuff.
Fuck me.
But yeah, that's one thing that we are doing. So I thought would probably give us a couple of weeks to sort out all the tech dramas with it. But if you've got videos and things that you want us to react to, we will gladly throw them up and see what we can come up with. But I'm keen for today's video, but you have to check out at the end of the video. But how are we, boys? What's going on? What's news?
Good. My running is just fucking flying at the moment.
Yeah?
Proven. Man, we ran together the whole way the other day.
That was really fun.
6.65k, which was good. And
In about, was it 39 minutes?
39 minutes.
that, yeah.
5:59 average, which I was happy with. Under 6 minutes.
The beast.
Easily. Like, comfortably now, which is good. But, yeah, that's about it. Training. Yeah, pretty stock standard week. What did we do last week?
Bit of triceps.
Did triceps.
You guys hit the photo shoot up. How'd the photo shoot go?
Photo shoot was funny.
That was a fun day.
It was a fun day.
Fun day.
It was fun.
It was a fun day.
Once again, we had
nearly
some,
bought a jet
some.
ski.
Donnie had some plans, but some opportunities came up that we didn't really plan for. He's got to roll with it. When creativity strikes, you just got to seize the moment.
We walked into this hotel, and I reckon the concierge didn't know what to do with himself because we just walked in with the cameras and started taking photos. And he was like,
He hit the stutter step.
he was like, should I approach them? Should I
We got
talk
kicked
to
out of
them?
our hotel. That's what happened.
You were in a hotel.
No, we didn't get kicked out.
We got kicked out.
Of that one.
We
We got kicked out, man.
Yeah.
Hotel. I'm not going to say the name. Should we
Of
say the
one
name?
where-
No, don't say the
business
name.
A
centre.
hotel in the city.
One where I took the business center.
Yeah,
photo.
yeah. They said you can't do this. Yeah.
Oh, do we?
Did you just walk in?
Charlie was busy taking selfies. Me and Bouz got kicked out.
Just went into the foyer.
Donnie, what happened?
So I asked the security at the front. I was like, "Can we take some photos?" He's like, "Yeah, sure."
Yeah, he did ask.
I walked in, and then some other guy came and said, "Get out."
The manager came.
The
to-
concierge was fine, and then there was like the top,
manager or
top
whatever,
dog
yeah.
came through. Yeah, that's right.
Well, did you get some good content
Yeah, we got
before?
good
We
content.
got content of us walking out laughing because we didn't actually get any pictures. I think we got maybe one of. Oh, we did get one. All right,
I got an
mate.
Instagram photo.
You got
Put it
it
up.
Business.
It was a really good photo.
Always
Sabrina
business.
took it.
Yeah.
Sabrina knows how to take photos, and it was good.
If only we had someone there who knew how to take photos.
No, like when I mean, no. Donnie was taking the proper photos. I just quickly go, Sabrina, take a photo of me with the business on my phone, and she took it, and it was mad.
Business center.
It was trained. Good photo. It was an Instagram photo. You could tell.
Different.
She knows what she's doing.
Fucking oath. Shouts out Sabrina. Nice. All right, so we've got some good content. We're ready.
We went to a rally.
Went to a rally.
We went to a rally. We got questioned by
rally?
some, we got
Yeah,
questioned,
we were
questioned by some
we were
cops.
profiled by the police.
Yeah.
They thought we were trouble.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I was thinking later?
Where you guys going?
We should have staunched him. Like, I don't have to tell you nothing. Like,
I
'cause
was
technically,
close.
technically, you
No,
don't
why
have
not?
to.
No, this cop
all
was
you-
being a gimp, man.
We
He
were
was
just
on a
walking,
bike.
man,
He was on
minding
a
our
mountain
business.
bike.
We were minding our business.
Yeah.
Proper.
The
No.
cop was on a mountain bike.
Profile.
We got profile.
Yeah,
got
bro, this
profiled.
gimp bike cop, the way he fucking, I've got nothing against police officers. Let's preface it that, but it was just the way he did it.
Famous last words.
Famous last words. No, he's on a push bike for one, so you can't. Full stop. You can't act tough on a push bike.
You can't. There's no way you
Full
can.
stop.
It was 21
Full
jump. 21 Jump Street.
Second thing, the way he rolled up, sunny's on, helmet
corner.
on. He rolled up and he like turned in front of me. So like if he like skidded out, I don't know, you're a gimp, but he like turned in front of me. He's like, where you guys going?
I was like, I was going for a
He's
stroll.
like, just going for a stroll. He's like, where you going? He's like, we're just going for a stroll through the park. He's like, what's strength culture? He probably thought
Because we're all wearing the exact same.
all the exact same kit. I'm holding a tripod. Probably thought Didier was fucking Avi Yamini. And like,
Oh, very true.
Yeah,
you do
yeah.
have a little bit of him about
Bit a
you.
bit of Avi in me, yeah.
To be fair, the rally, the
no, but
protest was
just wait. No, it's just the way he
yeah.
fucking, the way he said it as well. It was just like, it's just fucking hilarious. And it's like, it was just like, man, we're just walking. We're doing a photo shoot for this. I was strength culture. Probably thought we were like a far right movement.
we're a gym and
I'm
rabbit.
like, we're at Jim and Rabbit. We're doing a photo shoot. This is a tripod. Our photographer's down there. We're just walking. And like, we just heard a bit of noise and we just want to start.
And he's like, oh, you going to the rally? Like, we didn't even know what it is. What even is it?
we
Like,
just want to walk through the park. We're just curious because we're hearing some yelling and we just want to suss it out. And I'm like, I was trying to be nice to him. I'm like, what's the rally? He's like, pro-trans, anti-trans. And I like started pissing myself. I'm like,
we're like, which one?
fucking,
He's like,
which one
pro-
is it? And he just like turned off on his bike and started pedaling away. I'm like, fucking, it's such a douche, man.
He was on edge.
The other cop said it was both. They said there's both of them are down.
Both.
So that's why there was cops everywhere.
Was there a bit of...
They had cops like through the middle of the two groups, and then other cops like on a vantage point that weren't bike cops. They looked more like heavy cops. They were just like sussing what was going on. And then we went and stood with them for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
we
got
just stood with
amongst
them.
it.
Stood with them next.
Stood at the
They wanted
we should have leveraged the profiling. We would like get the phone out. Don't touch me, you dog.
Don't touch me.
I'm innocent. I'm going to tell you nothing.
I wanted to break out a no comment. No comment.
It was impressive though. The guy on the megaphone was going hard.
He's going hard.
so
That's why we approached. We're like, something's happening. We don't know what, but this
Yeah,
guy's
yeah.
going for it.
Yeah,
was going
it was
hard.
going for it. And someone tried to offer me a flyer. I'm like, look, I'm good, thank you, darling. I'm all
I
right.
don't want no part of this.
I'm no part of this. It was funny, like it was like an anti-rally. but then the pro trans are on the other side, and you could hear like the anti guy was going off his rocker. And you know how usually like protesters have got like a catch cry or like,
like a chant.
whatever there is. Do you know the this is so good. Pro trans was just like every time this guy's just yelling or whatever the fuck, just super angry. The pro trans are just like boring. It was
How many people were there?
There wasn't that many.
It wasn't
Maybe
heavy,
like 50 all up. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Not that big.
Yeah.
Because
it was an anti rally, so there was a fair few of them. And like pro were just going like to just say like, hey, you guys are dogs or whatever.
Because like when you hear like
absolutely, but there weren't heaps of them. Like,
I think when you hear a microphone and someone yelling, I was expecting to see like a massive people. Like, oh, this is it. Like it was a bit like
they were overpowered.
Yeah.
They were overpowered in terms of like audio.
And how many police were there?
Oh, the ones at the top of the stairs,
Maybe like
there were
5 or
like
so?
5, and they were just cameras, just
20.
sussing out what was going on.
20-ish.
The bike cops of 3, and there was another 3. There was a fair few.
I wonder if there's a hierarchy with the cops, like the bike cops are at the bottom.
That's absolutely.
if any police
100%.
officers listening, let us know.
You're
We
on
were
the bike.
talking about it. What the fuck's the point of horse cops?
I rate horse cops.
Man, the horse cops are intimidating us.
100%, bro.
What are you going to do? What are you going to
The
do?
horse would kick you. What's the
What
bike going to do to you?
What,
Do a wheelie? Like,
you reckon they've got that much control of the horse? Like,
I reckon
I'm
man-
going to kick this dick.
Man and
out.
horse is one.
Horse doesn't kick you.
That's what I'm saying.
They
They're
could,
not gonna be yeah, and then the horse kicks. No way. You could do some dumb shit and leg it through the city.
Easily.
Yeah, but if
I think
sorry,
with
it's
a
a
crowd
nuisance.
of people.
Horse don't have good change of direction.
Man, have you seen those equestrian little fuckers just popping
Yeah, but
around?
what's the cop going to do? Jump off the horse?
No, wait.
Mid-stride?
no, they've got a whip, they go whoosh.
With a crowd of people,
Fucking Clayton Oliver. What's
let's
his
say
name?
there's 200
Jamie
people
Oliver.
that are starting to like get a bit rowdy, and you got 3 horses just like rolling around, and they're not going anywhere.
They're going to wall their Bessie. They're going to fucking... What are you talking about? What do you mean? They're a nuisance. They just shit all...
Roll their Bessie.
Yeah.
That's a cow. I think Bessie's a cow.
Oh, whatever. Like, what is this? Just the news, bro. There's horse shit through the city. Gross.
Yeah, the horse shit is a problem.
Not
they need those
required.
little trays that sort of cup
Under
their
their
ass.
assholes.
Yeah. This is
Nappies.
yeah, they need that because it's like I can't if I take my dog through the city, you can't take a shit and I walk through.
So if you can't be on a bike and you can't be on a horse,
You can.
What can you be on?
You can let your
You
dog
can.
shit. It's just heavily frowned upon.
Isn't it like
I'm just saying.
You probably do get fined.
I'm just saying you wouldn't do that.
Yeah, you wouldn't. It's very frowned
Yeah,
upon.
yeah.
Heavily frowned
And if
upon.
an officer saw you should just shit with your dog there, you look him in the eyes and just walk off.
Whoever lets their dog shit on footpaths
on footpaths is
needs
No
to
good.
question.
No good.
Needs
Happens
to
a bit
look
on
at
my street.
themselves, a hard look in the mirror. All right, take your dog to a fucking grass patch over there, away from the heavy foot traffic, not in the middle of the footpath.
It happens on my street a bit. Could also be human.
hard to say?
Hard to say.
Cam's been taking shits on the footpaths.
Just taking a quick break from the podcast to let you know that we have a new seminar rolling, which is Strength Culture's Powerlifting System Seminar. This is all of the coaching practices and client management and athlete management strategies that we've used over the last 5 to 6 years to build some of Australia's strongest lifters in the powerlifting scene. We've got an extensive experience, all 4 of the coaches here, and we're pretty keen to let you guys in on some of the secrets and some of the lessons and some of the fuck-ups that we've made along the way and how you can accelerate your success as either a coach or a lifter in the powerlifting scene. The seminar is on October the 14th. It's going to be 6 hours long. Charlie and Didier are spearheading it. We're going to cover all of your programming, nutrition, technique, and just client and athlete management strategies. So if you're interested, it'll be the second link down below. Tickets are $199 and there's only 5 left. So if you're keen, jump on board. So the trip to the city was a positive one.
All in all, success.
It was success, and then we had a lunch. Nearly bought a jet ski.
Nearly bought a jet
Nearly
ski.
bought a jet ski.
Nearly.
We were just like, oh, we'll call Jamie and see if we can put lunch on the business. And they're like,
Yeah.
And then we've got a bit of power trip. What's next?
like,
What else
what's
can we put on the
next?
business?
We're going to buy a jet ski.
Well, we didn't
get a
tell you where
penthouse
we were
as well.
getting lunch.
Like, all right, the business is
Mont.
done.
600 a head. We just went to the Imperial Hotel, Palmer's.
Palmers.
Standard. It
Nice.
Mucks it
All
all.
right, well, that's good. I'm glad it was a success and there was a bit of dramas.
was a nice day, too.
Always good fun.
Sunny day,
Yeah, it was
22 degrees.
beautiful.
Nice.
Got to be hot in the jumpers.
I was so sweaty.
Jumpers are warm.
The jumpers drop in 2 weeks on Wednesday night.
Yeah,
What is the actual date? The actual date is the 13th of September. They'll be dropping. More information will be on the Strength Culture Instagram page. You can find it through the links in or just like tagged in one of our bio posts. You can go there and suss it out. But As always, limited stocks, but Wednesday, first in, best dressed. This is my favourite drop. I
Me
love
too.
it. The feedback's been awesome.
They're really comfortable.
Very happy with them. The drop shoulder. What size did you end up going, Charles?
2XL.
2X.
XL was actually like not shitty. It was like I put it on. It was quite
Big
tight.
boy?
It was tight. I don't feel comfortable in that tight.
Because you're a big boy, man.
I'm a big boy.
It's like swimming in that one.
I'm a big
You're
boy.
a big boy. Swimming.
My fist will be swimming through your throat. In a second.
So we obviously
It's good size.
we obviously reached out
Do we
to
do
the
3XLs?
community. We're doing a Q&A. Charlie wanted a Q&A at the end of last episode. So
So I asked for that.
yeah,
I'll
man.
put a question in.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
not supposed to say that, Charles. When you put questions in your own Q&A, you're supposed to
I shouldn't have said
You're
that.
supposed to pretend it didn't
I'm
happen.
not going to say who the questions are from, and
Yeah.
you can guess which one was Charlie's question.
It was a proper question.
It was a proper
It was
question.
a proper question.
Charles is a curious guy.
No,
Charles has to answer his own question.
Huh?
It's like you're giving yourself an alley-oop off the backboard. Like a boom.
Alrighty, the first question. Do spin the bottle, and whoever it lands on has to go on gear and double all of Woody's lifts.
Where's the bottle?
Where's the bottle? Would you guys...
Would.
Woody.
Would you guys go on TRT?
Nah.
Not
No?
TRT. Stop saying TRT. Is it TRT or not? Is it drugs or is it TRT? What are we doing?
Well, they're the same thing.
PEDs or
not the same
It's
thing.
not the same
PEDs
thing.
or
It's not the same thing. I'm
So TRT, I'm assuming 99% sure
Definitionally.
that it is bring up a deficit.
and
The
only
would be-
TRT.
it's the
Physiological.
That's why it's called
R stands
replacement.
for replacement.
Yeah.
and
So
that's
I'm
it.
thinking if you're low test, it's replacing what
to put you to a normal, healthy level.
There's a few low
because it is.
tests.
It's meant to be like a healthy thing. Well, not a healthy thing, but it's like that's what it is.
It's
The premise of TRT is to support people that are low test.
it's a health-based endeavor. It's
Yeah.
not a purely performance. It might help
Are we
you
getting
perform.
on drugs or are we getting on TRT?
All right. We are getting on full-blown
Gear.
gear.
Yeah, hectic. All right.
Would you guys ever do it?
Nah.
But we're calling it TRT.
No, you're not
No,
going to TRT.
no,
It's just full-blown.
You call it drugs until you get on it. Then once you're on it, it's TRT.
Then it's TRT. Crazy.
Yeah.
What are we getting? Nah.
Never?
Now, what was the question?
Are you ever going to get on
Woody?
it and then beat Woody?
No.
Well, no, the Woody bit comes second,
Nah.
but
No.
I'll beat Woody without it.
yeah.
Well, that's the first part of
So
it.
that's fine.
No.
In terms of using it, nah. I've joked about it enough. I've thought about it. I've looked at where
The
I'm
older I've gotten, the more I'm like, nah, doesn't interest me.
Yeah.
I'm just like
Values around training are not for that reason, and yeah, nah.
I think like the biggest part is like the biggest flaw I think is people really underestimate the natural ceiling. Like really natural. Like they underestimate that. So it's like if I look at like from a values thing. If I value, say for the point of getting on gear is to get really strong and to look a certain way. So in some capacity I do value those things, but then also to like what extent? Is it to the extent that I need to get on that many like drugs? Like man, I know so many natty guys that are so much stronger than like a lot of the people. And people think like they know who's on gas. And it's like, man, you roll through one of these gyms and like there would be so many people that surprise you that are like you're on it?
Like into performance or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, like anything. It's just like, man, you missed the mark here. Like
Yeah.
you missed
it.
You missed the mark here. Like you did not need to do this to yourself.
Yeah.
So I think like as much as I value strength and body comp and that sort of stuff, I just think the natural ceiling is so high and like I just don't value what that could do to me hormonally.
Potential.
Yeah.
I'll just go back to like what Boris Chavez. Is his name Boris Chavez?
That is way off.
Roderick?
Broderick Chavez. That's correct.
Boris
Chavez. Broderick.
Broderick
I
Chavez.
said
Roderick.
Boris Broderick was close enough.
Boris
Broderick Chavez said, if you're not willing to die for it, then you shouldn't be doing it. And I feel like I strongly stand on that sort of that pillar. I just like it doesn't fucking. I'm not willing to do like freeze my sperm. Like travel is, as I said, something I want to do more of going forward. You got to organize gear when you're traveling. Like it's just so much shit that goes into
hookups.
it. Get the hookups. Build your network. Global network.
International.
FedEx global
It
network.
sounds like such an extreme take. It sounds like such an extreme, like if you're not willing to die for it.
But no
like,
one considers this shit that we're talking about now.
Yeah, no, but like even like the hair loss thing.
Getting hairy? I don't want to get hairy.
But even what I'm saying,
You get hairy where you don't want to.
you
and
have
you
to
lose hair.
value. I'm saying, but the like the crux of that, like yeah, it's an extreme take, like willing to die for it. But if you're to like break it down any further, if you give that much of a fuck about keeping your hair, or like hair loss, potential
Gyno.
infertility.
Yeah, if they're the
that stuff,
reasons you don't. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
you know, or like try to counteract it with all the other drugs, and it's like, oh, if I take this drug, then this will happen. Like, I don't think you want it bad enough.
What-
Like,
and-
that's the shit you're playing with.
But I also think about like what image or what do I want to, the image do I want to represent to my kids? That's not what I want to be showing my kids. And whether you like it or not, they're going to figure it out one day. They're not fucking stupid.
It's true.
You want a bit of test sus for breakfast there, Billy?
They're going to get to, if you jump.
what Dad's having.
How many wheat bicks?
Have this with your Fruit Loops, your dog.
Yeah. Quick visit to the bathroom. Little jab. What was I saying? Yeah, what's the word? Role model.
Example.
Do you want to set for your kids? And it's like, that's not, it just doesn't interest me. There's not one part of it that interests me.
Picking that up.
And it's just, why do you train? Why do you train? That's what I asked you. So why do you train? For me, it's not like, I train for me. I like training for me. I like the direction my training's going in. I like the process of training for me. It's a good outlet, physical exertion. You feel good after all that fucking shit. I like looking jacked, but I'm happy to look this jacked.
You have been looking jacked.
I don't need to look more jacked.
Yeah.
A little bit wouldn't hurt.
Oh, fuck you. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Time to jump on.
Imagine
Let's do
those
it.
quads.
Let's do it. The feathering. I need to work, man. Honestly, my
Hamstrings.
hamstrings, they need just some work, natty. I've done no work on those.
Yeah.
Needs some work, natty.
Some natty work, not some geared work. I think what you're saying there just comes back to like what Bouz was saying about how high the natty ceiling is. Like, yeah, if you want to get X strong or X big, that's fine. But given how many people have done that without, it's like, come on, man. Like, if you could do it, it just takes longer. That's really all it comes down to.
And if you are going to switch over to it, do fucking 5 years minimum of consistent training. 4 times a week, eating, learning all those soft skills of training, how to eat, how to train before you go and do.
And
do
for-
the first 6 months.
And for me, I know I'm.
like, you just see it. Like, they're just not there. I don't want to overly generalize, but like the people that have developed that natty foundation, the second they get on it, it's just
fly.
like, oh my God, like,
Yeah.
you've done this right. You know what I mean?
I feel like
guys I've seen.
sort of where we're at now. If we did,
No, I'm not there. I know I'm not there. Like, this is the thing. I know, like, and that's like being,
so I reckon-
And me, I'm not there.
being
either.
that honest with yourself. That's the thing. Like, are you doing all the things necessary for your health to support doing something like that? I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's that many guys that
what's
I know
hot? What's
of.
hot? Why are you saying you're not there? What's your fucking?
Man, I've
drawbacks?
missed sessions. Like, I've missed sessions. I miss sessions. You know what I mean? I miss sessions. And then this is not like I've not trained for a week a couple times this year. Granted, all right, some shit going on, but like, I've missed stuff like that. Meals have not. I'll miss meals. I still party. Like, I still go out and have a few drinks with my friends and stuff like. I don't know.
Mega end consumption's
Mega
been
and
up.
consumption. Like, there's just things that I think you need to.
Yeah. So
For 5 years.
I would say
consistently.
I would be ready to do it if I wanted to do it. Because I have done 5.
Yeah.
Like, I don't miss weeks of
You
training.
don't miss weeks.
Apart from like holidays and shit, which my view on that is if you're having a holiday, have a holiday.
Yeah.
That's why you don't deserve to be on
That's why
gear,
I don't
man.
deserve to be on gear, because if I was really committed, I would have trained 5 days a week in Greece. But yeah, I don't miss weeks, but
No, I honestly think you are definitely closer than us in terms of like deserving to be on, in terms of like what you've achieved and just your habits, shit like that. But I can say for myself, I don't deserve to, and there may never, in my view, not, and this is all just hypotheticals, but in my view, there may never become a time in my life where I think I've done the things necessary to get on, because I just don't care that much. I care for a certain extent, but I don't care enough to always be dotting my I's and crossing my T's. And if I was to get on, I'd be like, I know if I was just a bit more on top of my shit, I could have got more progress.
Yeah.
So that's the way I kind of look
they're
at it.
arbitrary standards. I think they're arbitrary, like, for us defining like what would be the
Criteria.
precursors or the criteria to jump on. But even just from like a general development of behaviors to develop just fucking muscle and performance and like your lifestyle and all this sort of stuff. Like, how many people that have seen that are sort of like half, like half foot in, half foot out, that jump on the gas and then become complacent as a result. And it's like, you could have made these gains natty.
yeah,
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, there's a complacency. And like, I've watched, like, I've seen like little YouTube videos and little TikToks here and there, and like guys on the gear saying like, I reckon I trained harder and I put more of an effort in, like, when I was, and these are all generalizations.
natty.
Yeah, and they're natty. Like it's not like, again, a lot of generalizations. I know a lot
And
of people
are going to say, I work harder than you and I'm on stuff. Cool,
I know
we
a
get
lot
it.
of people
Yeah.
on the gas that go hard, that live and breathe it. So this is not about that. I'm just talking about the general. If you're in your 20s, early 20s, entry level shit. Like if you want to do it, go for it. Be all in. Like be all the fuck in. Lay the foundations. You'll get more out of it. I think. Like that's what I think. And I know a lot of guys on the gas that would probably agree with me as well. You know,
I agree. And I'm on it. Yeah. So
Everyone should.
So it's our tea.
yeah. Nah, full blown.
Full blown.
Full blown.
Oh, you're looking good, man.
You do it.
Full blown.
Jamie will do it. Improve your golf swing.
Yeah. Nah. Have you guys ever seen the Trend Twins?
Nah.
Only
bits
when
and
a certain
pieces.
someone shares them on their story.
I
That's
see.
it. You know who you are. No.
We're going to react to the Trend Twins at some point. Absolutely. They're hilarious. But they're two young kids that got on it and they're fucking ginormous. But
They look like fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They're just like short and stout, very thick.
very thick boys.
Also, yeah, I feel like it's a big decision to make in your 20s as well.
I agree. It's a life. It's potentially a lifelong decision, and you probably want to be mature in the old noggin when you're making lifelong decisions.
Now, even like just you're same 30, bit older now compared to what I was when I was like 22 to 26 to 30. Like your
change a lot.
maturity and your outlook on life, it's like completely different. So like to make that decision in your early 20s, it's a big decision.
Pretty wild.
Big decision.
Absolutely. All right. Next question. I feel
Sorry,
like-
I've just got to say one more thing.
Say it.
Plus, like, what are you getting out of it? Like, if you want to, like, if there was some, like, because I'm sure this has happened at some times in history, if for you, doping, as they'd call it in, like, athletics, means you fucking win a gold medal or fucking can play in the NFL or some shit like that, and it's just accepted that everyone's on it and this is what you have to do, man. But it's like, man, to power lift, like, I don't know, like, is it really, you know what I mean? Like, for me, that's the way I see it too. Like, hypothetically, if I was, like, the athlete to the level where, like, I could fucking, you know, proper,
I
like,
disagree.
a proper, like, elite athlete, professional athlete, okay, maybe it's not that I'd ever do it, but, like, you can see why people do it. Like, what do you receive, like, monetarily, financially, status-wise? Like,
That's an individual value thing.
that is, and that's
Because this person couldn't give a fuck about the medal. They just want to be jacked.
just want to be
stereo.
jacked and feel better.
and that's,
which
and
is
that's fine. Okay, once again, that just comes down to me. But that's the way
Your personal-
I
yeah.
struggle to see why that would be worthwhile. Because
Yes.
for me, I'm like, man, if you want to be powerlifting, the best power, like in my opinion at least, the highest stage of powerlifting is tested anyway. So like, what's the fucking point of wanting to get on? So yeah, I don't know. I can see like if I don't know in the NFL, maybe they're on shit, maybe they're not. If they were, it's like, yeah, cool. You fucking you make enough money to feed the next fucking 5 generations. All right, probably worthwhile maybe dying at 60. Not that they do, you know what I mean? Just hypothetically,
yeah.
but like
Yeah.
to be
Are you calling out all NFL players?
no, I'm just hypothetically. I don't care if they're on it. Who cares? Like, if they're probably all on it. But if it'd be, you know what I mean? Like, what fucking Lance Armstrong, some shit like this. Like, I don't know. It just that's the way I look at it. Like, I just don't think it's worthwhile for sports that don't really give you much. Like,
Yeah.
Status. So you're going from a status.
Not even status.
perspective.
I
I
think
think
it's
it's
money.
like,
Just
I
fucking
just think
money.
it's like a personal value.
Money.
Because like, I know
Fair,
people
fair.
like will just like be happy to just be as jacked and as big as
Yeah.
like that's their like they value that.
Yeah.
Jacked and strong. I don't. So I don't enough
Yeah.
to want to do it. But some people just even they just want to be a gym rat their whole
But
life.
you
Which
could-
is like power to you. You know
You could win push pull run, boys.
that's worth it.
You could get that claim.
That's worth
Take
it.
that claim. All right, next question. I feel like I'm going to make a mistake when using RPE.
Who is this from?
That's my question.
Charles, have you got like some dot points you want to cover with this question?
you asked this?
Do you have some cue cards ready, Charles?
I got ready. Nah, just
like I'm gonna make a mistake.
Have you got a couple of points you want to make?
I got a couple. Nah, I didn't even.
Do you there, Billy?
No, because when my brain when I fucking went to put the question in, at first I was gonna put something dumb in, but then I was like, nah, Jamie will just filter that out, so there's no point. So I'll put something actually productive in.
And it turned out to be dumb.
Why? Because it's not dumb.
Oh, well, we've all had a good
That
laugh.
is a classic beginner question.
We've all had a good laugh though.
We've had a good laugh, so
had a good
I knew what I was doing.
So Charles, what are your points?
Don't be afraid to make a mistake.
Yeah,
The real mistake would not be making the mistake.
you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Exactly. Nah, well, RPE for beginners anyway. Like I often And I will say this because I've had it come up recently. I've had a few newer-ish lifters that have signed, and some of those questions that have popped up again, and they're like a bit hesitant with RPE and stuff. And it just goes back to just do it. Like, just do it. Do your AMRAP sets to help gauge your intensity.
Yeah.
That's
What would be your? How would you get someone to start
RPE?
Yeah,
just do it. Straight into it. But the one tool that you would give them is we go throw them on a machine, so something that's a little bit more lower skill level, like a leg extension or bicep curls, tricep. They're also quite easy. Hamstring, it's something that's easy. Don't go do this on a barbell squat or a barbell deadlift or a bench press. Probably if you are,
you can fail safely on these exercises.
Fail safely, and you can take them to true mechanical failure. And a leg extension, it's locked in. Take them to true mechanical failure. Show them this is what failure is. So when we're doing an RPE, we need to be 2 reps short of this, and give them some context to start developing and building their RPE gauge. Meter.
And I think with even with big lifts, if you're worried about undershooting, I think that's probably the biggest thing I get. It's like, oh yeah, we've got a bit more left in the tank. They're like, all right, what do I need to do? Like, you don't need to. Like, you could have 10 to 15 kilos left in the tank. Just add 5. Like Sus said, there's no rush. The first block, just have the squeeze. Even if you are undershooting and you are more of a beginner, early intermediate, you're probably going to yield some like skill development, benefits from that. But it's all right. Just add 5 kilos. Like, there's no rush. There's still a stimulus. Just add 5 next kilo. The next week, if you still feel under, add 5. At some point, you're gonna hit your RPE.
So yeah, I think people get too caught up focusing on the short term, and it's like very like, well, what do I do next week? Don't worry about next week. If you keep showing up and you do it for 6 months, you do it for 12 months, you will get the result.
Because even if hypothetically you undershoot for 10 weeks, in that 10-week period, if you add 5 kilos to the bar each week, that's progress. Like, progress. Yeah, it's not the most productive training, but it doesn't need to be. Like, you'll get there.
Productive?
Exactly. What is fucking? There's plenty of things that fall into that realm of.
Sometimes people chronically undershoot and they get super strong and and a lot better. Like,
and as much as we do push, being aware of RPE and pushing those high RPEs, you can get stronger without always pushing that top end of fucking intensity. You can be a bit in the pocket or whatever the fuck and still see progress.
I would put and in that person that is sort of like quote unquote like chronically undershooting in that period, I would put more of an emphasis on going hard with the accessories. You know what I mean? Like it's like it's like, yeah, all right, sweet, that's fine, we'll get there. Whilst learning the skill of RPE, let's try to push and let's fuck around with AMRAPs a bit more with the machine work, and let's do that. So while we're developing that side of things, we can develop the skill a bit more in a more controlled environment. And because intensity for isolation shit, like there's outside of skill development there is a component, but compared to squat, bench, and deadlift, there is less refinement. I think it's a much quicker.
Doesn't take long to learn how to do a leg extension.
Yeah. Exactly.
I think the other thing with especially beginners learning RPE, or you don't even have to be a beginner. You could be any level of lifter, intermediate, or some people even advanced that haven't really been exposed to it. But the idea that you have to be accurate with it as well can sometimes sort of muddy the water of like, am I doing this correctly and all of that sort of stuff.
And just create unnecessary stress, mental capacity being occupied by, was that a 7.5 or an 8? It doesn't really matter. Was it, as a general gist of it, was it super easy? Was it moderately challenging, or was it really hard? As long as you kind of know where you are in that ballpark, you'll be all right. Like,
I had
fuck around and find out.
I'm not going to say who the person is, but I just had a conversation the other day. They'll probably know if they listen. They'll probably know. Well, they might not know who that, but one of your clients did. Came over to me and he goes, "Charlie, what up here? Do you reckon this is?" And I was like, "Don't even show me the video." And he go, I was like, "Don't show me the video." And I was like, "What do you reckon it was?" And he's like, 7. And I was like, "How many more reps did you have in the tank?" And he goes, 1 or 2. So I was like, "Why is it 7?" I was like, "You want it to be a 7, don't you?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I was like, "Well, it's not a 7. You said you could do 1 or 2, so it's an RP 8.5." And he's like, "Yeah, you're right."
And that's it. And then like, sometimes it's just...
You're a wizard there.
A wizard, RP wizard. But I was like, you're looking for validation from me to say, it's a 7.
Yeah.
That's why you wanted me to look at the video and give me your...
Make a case, yeah.
You wanted me to label the RPE first. I don't
need to be the video because I'm already in your head. I'm already in your head. I know exactly what you're thinking.
So anyway, it was an 8.5.
Yeah,
no, it was 8.5.
Just be objective. How many reps did you have left in the tank? There's no, and don't look at the fucking video.
And this is obviously where like, just having people around you, whether it's a coach or training partner who can point you in the right direction, is helpful because it just increases the speed of that process of you getting on top of it.
I know a good gym in Moorabbin.
Yeah.
Good environment.
Oh, I think with the RPA thing as well, just back yourself the fuck in. Like, if you make a mistake, who cares? If you overshoot, who cares? If you've got a coach, or if you even without a coach, if you're aware that you're overshooting every set, every exercise, all the time, like, you're gonna know.
That's a
you know
problem.
I mean?
You need to sort that
Like,
out.
you're gonna know. Yeah.
No, like if you
Take some fucking accountability.
If you overshoot once, that's fine. That happens. Everyone does that. But if you do it again next week, the week after the week, like, come on.
Exactly. But I'm saying if all load selection is in fear of overshooting, when you know that you're not, like, you're missing, like, just fucking fail, like, or
Overshoot.
just overshoot, because then next week you have a reference point. It's the same thing as an AMRAP.
And that's the other thing too, is everyone is like, they think they've got to increase weight every single week. Like, that's not if you overshoot one week, you can drop back 5 kilos the next week. There's nothing wrong with that. It's still a stimulus.
Sure. And that, whether you undershoot, overshoot, whatever, it's just a data point for you to then refer back to. And the more you train, the more you're aware of your training, the more data points you have to make better decisions.
Bolus,
like, that's all it is. And the more boluses you'll accumulate.
Bolus.
Fuck around, find out. That's the
Eat a
motto.
bolus. All right, next question. Have you ever prescribed one exercise to every person? What is it? I'll go first. I prescribed the 90-90 hip lift to half of
400
Australia, half of Australia for about 3 years. Yeah, that would be mine. Absolutely.
Squat.
And maybe a plank. I think I've prescribed a plank to every single person I've ever trained.
Definitely earlier, they were always kind of in there.
I think I've always, yeah.
I think now, like, if they've got machines, the leg extension every single time.
Yeah.
Leg
You can't
extension,
go
hamstring
wrong.
Leg
curl
extension.
combo is the best.
Yeah,
Bang, bang,
every,
bang.
every single time. Leg extension, leg
Bang,
curl.
bang. I want a lying leg curl. Ooh. Want some of that upper hamstring.
Upper.
Proximal.
Proximal. Got that proximal end.
Proximal superior.
Yeah, what else? It's always like, if you say variation, that's like it's too vague.
Yeah.
If it's a hinge, it's a squat.
I think
It's far too vague.
Like
There's
everyone's
really
getting
only
a squat.
one way to hit a leg extension. Yeah, you can maybe put the seat back, you do a lengthen bias, single leg. But at the end of the day, it's a leg extension. Like, obviously, bicep curls, there's so many different variations. So we've all programmed bicep curls, but
Yeah.
Logistically,
so I would definitely say the most
leg
because then-
extension.
Because then if we're gonna go even if it's seated or lying, depending on gym, like, who knows what they've got. So leg extension
wins.
leg extension wins for me. That's probably the.
What's your leg extension seated leg curl combo? What do you do? Just back to back, superset?
I don't superset them. I just do leg extension. I do my pendulum squats, then leg extensions, then hamstring curls.
Yeah.
That's it.
Have you ever?
The lower body session is like so. It's like
It's bare bones.
it is easily like the most templated fucking or potentially templated. Like what?
What else can you do? If we had a
What else can
lying
you do?
leg curl, I would do that, and then I'd probably, if we had a hack squat, I'd probably just substitute hack squat with pendulums.
Yeah, so you'll have your compound if it's a squat or a hinge or isolation.
Yeah, that's it.
Just
That's it.
hammer.
I probably would like to do the one thing. Some RDLs, but oh well.
What weight would you be RDLing?
I don't know. 'Cause I haven't done them for a while. But we'd be up over it. We'd be able to get them to 200. I reckon pretty quick.
RDLs need to be a primary. What else needs to be a primary? I think bent over rows. Sort of unrelated. I was just thinking, like, as RDLs, I missed the point of thought there. RDLs is a movement, it's like a second or third lift in the
It's
scheme
hard,
of the workout. It's unless you're doing it with like a slow ass tempo and a pause. If it's a main movement, you're moving weight.
Big hamstring
You need
demand.
to.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's just junk
I want a
volume.
lying leg kill.
Do you?
Love one.
Really?
Love one.
Yeah. In the same sense, bent over row, I think needs to be a primary movement.
I think we've had this conversation.
Or just put
before.
them in the bin.
Yeah, I think bent over row just they're chalk.
No,
I'll
I'm
give
just
you
saying
that.
chalk.
In
I'm
your
just saying
chalk,
if you're gonna
chalk
put- but if you're gonna
criteria,
do
If you are going to do them, primary.
when you put the chalk lens, the aviators on, and you think about it,
Because if we go to the exercise selection now as like programming for enjoyment and then potential for effort, bent over rows are now back in the scheme of things.
Yeah.
They make an appearance.
They
there.
make an appearance. So if you are going to do them, I think that if they're like the third, fourth exercise, you're doing fuck all.
How do we go with the hack squat? Sold it, didn't he?
No, he said he's going to reach out. He's got another one coming in, so potentially, yeah.
Beautiful.
What's your space?
How to get over swapping exercises between blocks and not feeling like I'm going to lose size and strength, i.e.,
PRPs.
subbing out the barbell overhead press for a landmine press after 10 weeks of pushing the barbell overhead press.
Hit it hard, Malaka. If you hit your overhead press and you hit it hard, and then you go to landmine press, which I think is a chronically undershot movement.
Absolutely.
It's a chronically undershot movement. Then you are probably going to lose strength.
Yeah, I've seen people down there with like 5 kilo plates on their landmine press.
Yeah. So I think just hit RPE.
I reckon a good way to think about the landmine press is like if you do dumbbell shoulder press, like what are you doing? What dumbbell are you holding? If you're holding the 25s, then you probably should have about 25 kilos of weight load up. Again, not give or take. But if you're doing, not exact, but if you are doing dumbbell shoulder press and you're doing with 25s and you're hitting 10s or 12 reps and you're doing 5 kilo landmine press or 10, like, you need to have a long, hard look in the mirror. You need to put more weight on it.
I think it's with anything. We've seen it with people with like a deadlift. I've seen it with myself with the deadlift and then not deadlifting and RDLing for a period of time and then coming back and my deadlift's stronger because my RDL got stronger.
Because you pushed them hard.
Because I pushed them hard. And then same with the squat. Like if you're sending pendulum squats or belt squats without the bar, like those first few weeks you're going to feel a bit how you're going just getting reacquainted with the skill. But like if you've hit it hard, if you've progressed it, I think you'll progress the pattern. Squat's a squat. Vertical push is a vertical push. Fucking pulls a pull. You know what I mean?
You got to be okay with the first few weeks being a bit.
It's always going to be
A
shit.
bit how you going.
Bit of a transition phase.
Yeah.
You have to be alright with that.
You just got to hit it hard, and you're gonna if you're hitting that pattern, and if you're hitting it hard, you're gonna get bigger and
You've
stronger.
said it 18 times, but you've got to hit it hard. Like
You got to hit it hard.
You've got to.
Hit
If
it
you
hard.
fluff around
How you
and
gonna
then
hit
come
it?
back, you're not going to make
You
progress.
got to hit it hard.
How you gotta hit it?
Hard.
Hard.
You gotta hit it hard.
Hit it hard. So yeah, hit it hard, guys. Jacob Mosquito. This one.
Skeets Mosqueets.
One of your favourite sons.
Jacob Mosquito is an all-time legend. I love fucking Jacob Mosquito. Shouts out.
What's Jacob Mosquito? How's his training going?
So
No, you do nutrition with him, don't
do
you?
nutrition, little tidbits of training here and there. He comes in and does some bench and deads
General.
now and then. Cause
Bit of
he's,
specific prep.
Bit of specific.
Oh,
so
does he do it in
yeah,
secret?
dramas. I shouldn't have been selling this. He's doing some not on the
guess
program.
Under the tables.
Specific. And I whenever he comes in, I just try and make it more specific. He'll come in to do 5. I was like, no man, do a single. Come on, do a single. But no, he's making some.
Who's coaching him?
Oh, I think he does the
Angus?
GPP program.
He does the
But yeah, so he's did some heavier bench and deads. He's a gun runner and he's down like 4 kilos in the last month.
He's got a
smashing
goal
his
to
card.
dunk, does he?
Yeah, so we need to get him lighter. So he was about 104, down to like 100. We're shooting for about 96 before he goes away in November. He's doing well. He's a weapon.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Doesn't Aaron Howlett want to dunk as well?
Yeah, I think it's dunked before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dunking.
Back to it.
Push, pull, dunk.
push pull dunk?
Alrighty, Jacob Mosquito reckons, or question, sorry. Do you guys ever gatekeep information? And then he gave the anatomy, coaching, or lifting.
By way of not making content. It's
Yeah.
not an intentional effort to gatekeep. It's
Yeah.
just that I'm so in my head with making content that I just don't put shit out there.
Yeah?
Why are you in your head?
Cause it's like this like we're doing therapies.
We're doing
Yeah.
therapies.
Doing therapies. It's like I don't know. This sort of paralysis by now. You got to create something novel. Like you got to. I don't know. Like I want to write in a way that is creatively like it's not carbon copy. Because like the Instagram fitness world, it's like
ChatGPT.
I hate it. I don't know. I just really don't like it. Like I go on there and it's like, is anyone thinking? You know what I mean? Like there, not anyone. There are a lot of people that I follow that I'm like, this is it. And like, you don't want to unconsciously sort of plagiarize either. So I do think there has to be a concerted effort because the amount of people online that I see that are unconsciously plagiarizing,
Maybe consciously.
maybe consciously, I want to lean towards the former, just by way of like I have a little bit like for a cynic, I have a little bit more faith in like
Big cynic.
big cynic, a little bit more faith in the youth of the fitness industry and just people in the fitness industry as a whole. Maybe I shouldn't. Fuck.
That's where you went wrong.
But yeah, I don't know. I just think like that's probably it for me. That's it. I think it's like it requires I just haven't built the muscle at the moment. The muscle,
Sharpen the sword.
the muscle has shrunk.
Yeah.
So that is my So it is not like conscious or intentional gatekeeping. It's just that I don't make enough content.
So there's
I
something.
don't think that falls under the banner of gatekeeping at all. But yeah, I know.
Oh
what
yeah,
you're
it was a bit of a roundabout way of
Well, no,
saying.
because like it was a roundabout way. But like I look at like say my client, like say I speak to clients, I'll fucking go on a little spiel, I'll change their life, and they'll be like, oh, you should make that into content. Like no one's talking about that online.
I'm like, yeah,
Do it, man.
General
what are you waiting for?
principle.
if they pay for me,
Yeah, that's it, bro. Maybe I'll make a Patreons. Yeah, paywall.
paywall.
OnlyFans for content.
Patrons.
True gatekeeping.
Take a photo of my feet with the
I
caption.
think this once again isn't gatekeeping. So I think the answer is no, we don't gatekeep.
No. Yeah.
But I think sometimes I'll avoid going into detail with certain things if I think it's not appropriate or relevant for that person. Because some people have a genuine desire to learn more. Some people don't. They just want to get in, hit their training, and leave it at that. And I think it's just different personality types. So you can tell some people appreciate a bit more detail with this or that, or that might actually be of interest to them, where some people, you probably it's just noise and you're just saying shit for the sake of saying shit. And you probably didn't need to say it. So that's I guess, what I thought of when I came to that.
Would it be like pretty much what Natty Aguilar does?
I would imagine that's
That's
sort of the
He alludes to things and he like, do my course.
do my course.
Yeah.
Do my fucking whatever.
I think with as this like leans into what you were saying, Bouz, but with social media being, and for let's say a decade now, so information heavy, where especially 5 years ago there was just fucking infographics about every small nuanced variable, blah blah blah, like just info, just like a fucking full blown hose of water pumping information down people's throats. And I think now application, I think, is just more important. Like how to all this information, everyone has the access to the information's gone. So I feel like in certain situations, the application of some of the stuff is just better when people have provided a value, i.e. they've paid for it and they're actually going to implement what's happening and all of that sort of stuff.
And then obviously, when it comes to application, it gets more personalised when it is in a paid service, because you know what that person's particular struggles are, and then you can obviously tailor a bit more to them. So in other words, we do gatekeep, damn for coaching.
Yeah. There is a small
Secrets.
smaller peep. We gatekeep some applications.
But it's like you can't. Like you can offer, how often do we do this podcast? How many posts have we all made? We offer plenty of value online, but when it comes to like helping the individual, like it obviously, you need that context.
I
that
don't
back
think
and
it's
forth.
gatekeeping.
So it's not gatekeeping. We're just trying to.
Gatekeeping.
I'm
I think
trying to
it's
answer
the
this
medium
question.
is the message shit. I
Yeah.
think that's what it is. Like you're not putting out long format content on Instagram.
Yeah.
I don't think that's gatekeeping. I think it's just it's like social media is such an engagement driven like pursuit, and like you posting and creating content and stuff like that. You're not gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna post a 45-minute case study. You know what I mean? Like I don't think that's intentional gatekeeping.
Yeah.
I don't think that's gatekeeping. I think that's just like, this is not the format for the gram.
Yeah,
Three people are gonna watch this.
unfortunately.
You know? That's the thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, next question. Overthinking so much while lifting. Too many cues in my position and everything. What do I do?
Shut your mouth, lift it.
Shut your mouth. Hit it hard.
If you
Overthinking
if you are genuinely all over the place with your technique and it's a proper shit show, maybe strip the load, slow things down tempo wise. But if your technique is fairly sound, then you probably don't need to be worrying too much. Pick two things, pick one thing, and just focus on that. Because if you're like legit, like, heels coming off the ground when you're squatting, like, just baby giraffe legs, all right, cool. You need to probably not have a lot of things to think about, but your technique does need work. But to fix that, probably just slow the movement down. It'll be, without even thinking about cues, it'll be easier for you to improve it. But obviously, if you are a little bit more intermediate or advanced and you do feel like there's a million cues, it could be that you've just received too many cues from someone and that's just sizzles you. So just pick one or two things. And you're not gonna forget how to move. If you've done this for years, you're not gonna forget how to do a squat. You might not do the best squat you could possibly do, but you'll get back up. You know what I mean? Like, unless it's too heavy.
I just think it's like slow it down. That's the thing. If you constrain the movement to the tempo, it's like, is the exercise for you if you have to think about it this much? Like now. Like is it?
I also just don't think there's in most situations, I think if you're thinking more than one, maybe two things, there's probably too much information in general.
And this can be where, like, whether it's from a coach or just from social media, you hear all these different people with all these different cues and approaches and things that they think about, and your brain has all of these different ideas in your head. But it's like, no. All right, you've consumed these. Maybe you'll pick up a couple of them here or there. But when you're actually doing the movement, you just got to block that out. What am I thinking about? I'm thinking about pushing hard. Like, that should be really it. Like,
how are your shorts so high?
I don't know. I've got some Aussie bum undies, which are
your shorts are so
surrogate
high.
shorts.
Up your ass.
I don't know what's happening here. I pull them down, but they make their way
it's
back
the
up.
underside. Stand up and pull the underside.
You got a wedgie.
Bro, oh my God. How is that even possible?
I don't know. This happens.
Because he's.
I think I need to
It
buy
almost
how
looks
you
like
sit
you were
there.
wearing Speedos.
These are Aussie bums. I'm trialing them. Anti-chafe.
Anti-chafe. How's the anti-chafe?
So far, so good. They're
Aussie
like a
bums.
third. They're a
It's not
third.
the undies that are the issue.
Everyone's saying step one.
Well, they're a third of the price of step one. So if I like these, I'm going to buy 10 pairs. Step one's like $30.
Going hard.
How
Big
much are they?
investment.
$10.
Like $13 or something.
Beautiful. Aussie bums.
Way better.
Bloody beautiful, man.
I'm going to buy it. I'm going to go hard.
Go hard.
Yeah.
And buy bigger shorts. I'm not going to do that. Let's be real.
Just need to get you some pants and just strap them under that couch.
Fucking hell. Just the shin part.
Shit.
Shit, man. All right, we're going to do one more. One more question.
Any good ones?
Classic. Saints and Blues are back in the finals. What is Charles thinking about the Saints' chances? Charlie, there's one for you. What do you reckon?
What do I reckon?
Saints.
We got every chance to beat GWS. We beat them this year.
Sound
away.
confident.
I don't know. I'm not a fucking footy analyst. I'm gonna go to the game. If we fucking win, we win. No.
In other words, no comment.
You have far too many past traumas to answer
No,
this question.
no
with confidence.
comment. Well, we beat them this year. GWS for me, I don't know how fucking deep we want to go. You can't even watch footy, so I don't know. They're a bit of an X Factor team, and I think Toby Green. I actually think
I'm not an analysis.
Toby
Green
is probably, arguably, one, if not the best player in the AFL. Doesn't get the accolades he should.
He's a bit of a bad boy, isn't he?
Yeah, he does a few little fucking things here and then bashes up the fucking. They bashed the security guard. That was years ago, though. He's matured. No, my point was because he doesn't play in Melbourne, he doesn't get the same accolades because he plays for GWS, who sort of not in the fucking scene. What was up going with that? Yeah, we're at the finals. Happy to go next Saturday, MCG.
Are you going?
Why the fuck wouldn't I go?
I don't know.
Why the fuck?
What kind of fucking question is that, Jamie?
Fucking insult me.
What kind of question is that?
Why wouldn't I?
I don't know why you wouldn't. I don't know. I would be more surprised that you are going than if you weren't to go. Yeah.
You'd be more surprised if I wasn't going.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you go to that many football games. Sorry, Charles.
You don't know. He was about to
You
not
don't
go to
fucking know me,
do
cunt.
his cousin's engagement for
Yeah,
the game.
like next week. No, that's what I said to do. So I was like, just hold off on the fix. Just hold off on me committing to that.
My
just yet.
RSVP.
Hold off on my RSVP.
Because you're going to go to the footy.
Man, if the Saints are playing final, mate, I fucking waited a long time for this. Last time we played was 2020. It was COVID, so couldn't fucking go. Last time before that, 2011.
Wow.
We're a shit club.
Yeah.
We don't play finals, so I'm going. At the MCG too, I love the G. Go get a pub, beer, Richmond, Swan Street, walk down, mad.
Yeah.
It fucking makes my balls tingle. I like
Lovely.
it.
Jesus
Man,
Christ.
I like it.
Nice.
Few
All right.
things in life that just fucking
Just
Get
make
you going?
Just make it tingle.
tickle your nutsack.
Get you going.
Yeah.
We love that.
So I'm going. No, I'm going. Lukey's buying tickets tomorrow.
Nice. Alrighty, we've got our first reaction video coming up, boys.
What is it?
Alrighty.
This has been sent in by a loyal
We
listener.
need to move that light. It's covering me and Bouz.
Are we finding out who the listener is?
Yeah, the listener is
Can't
Ash.
see properly. I'm blinded.
Ash
These lights are
Bauer
blinded.
Pereira.
Ashintha.
Ashintha.
Ashintha has sent in 3 videos
There we go.
of Didier's recent basketball
Oh
game.
no! I'm
I've
quitting.
already seen these.
All right, so we're gonna watch. We're gonna.
I'm closing my eyes. He's stroking it. I hate watching myself play.
I was wondering, is this all he's got, or did he just give me just like the extreme
I didn't know he filmed
highlights?
these until last night. This is from last week.
This is from last week. All right, so there's 3 clips. We've got
Oh,
Didier out on the
God.
wing here, gets the ball passed to him,
Fucking Jason Tatum.
cuts across the good D. Good hustle.
Oh,
dude.
yuck. I hate watching myself. Oh, yeah. Look at him.
Oh,
Look at him.
Recoveries. Bro, surrounded by defenders.
And misses it.
The
Good
drive.
drive.
The drive.
Oh, and an air ball.
Just fucking hit him with the Euro.
Fuck
That
me.
is driving air ball is unbelievable.
Love that.
All right, Dids, talk us through this first play. What are you doing here?
I have no
Didier?
idea. I'm like a Sims character lost in space. This is fucking terrible.
Well, man, the rest of your team are not doing anything.
There's not a lot of
They're
movement.
just standing.
Look, not a lot of movement. I'm trying to fucking take over the whole.
You got that dog.
Mate, there's
Got the
gaps
goal.
everywhere.
Too many gaps.
many
I'm
gaps.
gonna call myself out, boys. I had the worst moment in my basketball history last night. So I hit a jumper to tie the game. with 6 seconds left, I drove to the basket, got fouled, missed both free throws. It was the worst thing that's ever happened to me. I'm hitting 100 free throws at the park this week. It was fucking terrible.
Oh, just missing 2 free throws? That happens to the best of them.
Would have won the game. Just needed one to win the game. I hit the jumper to tie the game, get fouled, 6 seconds left, miss both. It was the worst.
Did you airball either of them?
That was worse than this. As bad as this looks. Fuck.
Have a look at this height on this jump here.
Oh, look at that. Look at that vertical.
Ready?
Oi! And can't catch it.
Can we pause it at the height at the top?
You know, we actually did all right this game. Ash just filmed my worst moments. We smashed these guys. But,
that's
when Ash is off the court, we clearly play bad.
That's a good example of the upgrades that we've had to the podcast here. We obviously didn't have anything else to react to this week, but it's something that we want to do. So send us some videos, some snippets of some fun stuff happening, whether it be gym related or just life related. We'll be happily take a look at it and see what the boys come up with. But thanks for that, Didier. I think there's a few things we need to work on.
No dramas. Go back to the drawing board.
Back to the drawing board.
Bank shot.
Thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you next week. Thank you very much for listening to the podcast today. I just want to remind you that we're running that gym membership offer for the month of September, which is 2 30-minute free personal training or technique sessions with myself if you sign up as a gym member to help get you on board and acquainted with the space and to meet some of the people when you sign up. We also have the Powerlifting System Seminar, which is on October the 14th. Tickets are limited, and we're covering all of the lessons and all of the things that we look for in building successful long-term powerlifting strategies. Technique, programming, nutrition, and athlete management strategies for peaking and long-term sort of considerations. So if you're interested, those links are down below. We'd love to get you on board here, and we'll see you next week.